never ready when I hit the start button. Okay, there it is. I was looking for do not disturb on my phone. Let's get it. Welcome to stream, y'all. This is the Wednesday writing stream. We do this at least once a week. Trying to well, I'm just gonna be showing off some stuff I've been working on. Most of what you're about to see, well, at least like half of it, is what I wrote like just before the stream, like an hour or so before this stream, because I think I needed more to show off. It'd be like that sometimes. But yeah, let's get into it. I should probably close this. Oh, by the way, let's start off this stream by showing off the where is it? I'm gonna just bring it out here. Make it its own thing. Here we go. Minimize that. I need to refresh. When you look up my name on Amazon, we got book 3 for Descendant for Kids is out. I just released that yesterday, and they already approved it. So get you a copy if you know a little kid that likes to read about superheroes. Go ahead and grab you a copy of that. Novel 1 of Descendant has been out for like, it'll be almost a year. April 3rd. I don't think I'll have the second novel out by that time, but it'll be close. Right here in this Word document is the edits sent to me by the greatest editor ever, my mom. So I have to read through this again and make sure there are no errors. Make sure it's in a paperback format as well, and I gotta get my artist to draw some concept pictures to splay throughout the book. Welcome to stream, Daddy. Glad you can make it. Ordered by today. Appreciate you. Yes, I was there when you did so. I meant to say thank you for ordering that. So yeah, second book on the way still. Still got to do the edits, but like I said yesterday, I was mainly focused on getting the third book out. I didn't even order my author copy just yet. But these 4 books are out currently. Get you one. If you get one, let me know and I'll say thanks. So that's that. This is the beginning plug. We'll do it at the end too for people that show up later. We got a few things to go through today for today's writing stream. New character info. We got some drawings I promised to show off today, even though they're just the sketches, and they're probably not going to be the final sketches because I like to do some editing a bit before I outline it, because once you outline it, that's permanent. So 3 of those. We got new character info on a guy I was not expecting to do. I was like, the characters I want to do for like the next stream are most of the time, except Kayahi this time, are never the ones that like are on the next stream. I was not expecting to do Neural this week, but you'll learn about him because I did info on him. He's pretty much almost done. The only thing that's missing from him are move names and what he looks like. That's it. I have a whole bunch of information on him ready to go. We have an important question. Oh boy, we have an important question answered for the world building aspect of this series. I don't know where I put the questions. This should be at the bottom of something here. And then new character info. That's we'll get to that towards the end half of this, because that's the guy that I was talking about. That's well, the title, probably the deepest character I have in the series. And then he gets pretty much kind of like his own arc, like story arc in the series towards the beginning half of it. So yeah, we'll just jump into it. New character info on Roka. I should have had this scrolled up to where she was. There's Neural. Here's Roka. All right, so Roka is. I lost it again. Is Kokaida's right hand. She has been assigned as Kokaida, who again Kokaida is the counselor of the Snow region, she's the counselor of the capital of the Snow region, and in turn she's just the counselor of the Snow region because it's the capital, so the capital is like the most important town in a region or city. She's like her personal bodyguard. Roka is Kokaida's personal bodyguard. Her name comes from Satroka, which means hat, and all of these languages I don't know how to pronounce, so forgive me. Malagasy? Malagasy? It's it's what they speak. It's the language they speak in Madagascar. I looked that up. So it means hat in their language, or it comes from part of what the word hat means in their language. And you'll see why she's just been named a nickname for hat. Yo, what up? What up, Max? Oh snap! Are these the characters from the group story? Which story are you referring to? What group story? If you're asking about the drawings I've sent you, yes, it's the shonen. The one with the hat that you commented on, I think you commented about. This is her backstory. So her semiotics, or character tags, if you will, are guard, because she's a story worked on together with us. No, it's not that. I wish, but we don't have a power system for that yet, and I'd rather wait till that's ready to do any, because I like, who doesn't like for their characters' personalities to coincide with their powers, or what they are about, or their upbringing, or anything like that. So we got to get that power system first, and we were supposed to do that back in January, and then we said we follow up back on February for like safety, just in case we were all busy in January. It's almost April. I mean, I don't mind. I just assume everybody's busy, and that's cool. Plus, you don't want to look at it as homework. And for those who don't know, I'm talking about like a story my friends and I came together to start writing just for fun sake, I guess. We don't really have any plans to do anything with it right now. It's just in its beginning stages, and it's like a battle royale type story. So, yeah. I just heard Snow Region, but okay, makes sense. Hello, yeah. That was almost 4 months. 4 months in. Writing story with IRL Amigos. I am C4. Yeah, we got a group of people that like to write and just want to come together and write. We only had the one session. That was a really fun session, and it's like a battle royale, and it's very similar. I feel like a lot of fantasy, anything, like their biomes are very similar, which is what Max was saying about Snow Region. Of course, I came up with the concept for this series before we came together for that, but yeah, that doesn't matter. Just a lot of fantasy series in general always have like separate regions separated by like weather types, biomes, like snow, desert, forest, all the types of stuff. So it's nothing new. But yeah, we came together to write something dope. Like I said, we don't have any plans for it. There's no pressure about it. That's like the main thing. We don't want it to feel like homework or anything like that, or anything like a group project. Like nah. We'll just come together when we have the time and do that. But back to this. Character tats for Roka, which is a shorter version of the word hat, and this is Madagascan language. Guard, because she's a bodyguard. Her rank is high guard for this series. She's a nihilist, meaning life is meaningless to her, and yeah, and she's a sociopath as well. So, And what's strange is I don't know if I'm gonna change it. I don't think I want to change it because normally there's like something that happens to a character that makes them get like this. Like there's something traumatic in their backstory, like Dexter from the Dexter series. His mom got clapped when he was a little child, and he was like sitting in her blood or something effed up. Or what's his face, Nagato, or slash Pain from Naruto, like the whole war thing. Like normally there's something that makes somebody become a sociopath, something they might lock away in their brain. And I might have it to where she locks something away in her brain to where she just feels like she just became this one day because she's like blocking something from her past. But I doubt I'll go that path. I kind of just want her to be born this way. Iconography. I have her drawing. I'll show you the drawing now. Colors black, red, blue, white. I don't know if I'm gonna keep blue and white. I probably will because she's in the snow region, and blue and white are pretty much synonymous with any type of ice or snow. And then black, red are the main colors of the villain group. So if you can see here, well, there's Vermilion. That's Kokaida's GF/lover. We've had her on the stream before. There's a better picture of her that I don't have pulled up, the scanned version. But here's Roka. I would have had her scanned, but I promise it's way easier just to do the finished version of the drawings. You don't see her arms, and that was way easier for me to draw because arms and hands, normally just hands be doing the most when it comes to drawing. But that's her. She has a cloak around her. She's got like a Raiden/Kung Lao hat going on, and that's like her Smith gift weapon. It has an ability to it. She's covering her face with not only her hair but her hat. She's got a cloak that keeps her like draped and kind of just closed off, and that's like a it's like a symbolism, strong symbolism. So yeah, I'll add all that later, but that's done. Alignment is true neutral, and you'll see why. Well, sociopath, nihilist. She doesn't really care about anything. Personality, aggressive when she needs to be, just to fulfill her job. Quiet, dull, like Seiko Kaida's like, yeah, I know the boss told me to do this thing, but I really got to do this with Vermilion. And then that's when she'll like get aggressive, like, you know that's not what you're supposed to be doing. You better do what he told you to do. Quiet, kind of goes without saying. And dull, because, well, what kind of personality would you expect out of someone who truly doesn't care about anything? So, yeah. Her goal, quite simple, probably the shortest goal I've written, is to fulfill a role in Ruin, which is the villain group of the series. Her occupation, Kokaida's personal bodyguard, as we said before. Her rank is High Guard, because she's guarding a counselor. That's her rank. So, affiliation, the Order of the Unseen Ruin. Call it Ruin for short. Her abilities. So, these abilities came from a character named Zeta, who was the main character of one of this series that became this series. Like I said, I've mentioned before that this series came from the idea of 3 different series, and I just combined them into one, and Zeta was the main character of one of those 3 series. And she had a shield made of light, and she could like detach it from her gauntlet or wrist guard and throw it, and think of the most famous character that wielded a shield ever. But the trick was like each of the characters from her series had one superpower that they were granted, and their weapon would coincide with their superpower. So when she would detach the light shield and throw it, she has aerokinesis, which means she could manipulate the air currents around the shield and pretty much control it to where she wanted it to go. Think of telekinesis, but just with air. So she could do much more than just manipulate where the shield went, because you can do a lot with air powers, and you'll see in a second. But So I kind of took that and didn't make it a shield. I just gave her a hat instead. And the hat is able to, not only when it's on her head, it can come down with like light energy and shield her. It could also be thrown, like the light can condense around the rim of the hat, and it can be thrown and as like a very dangerous plate. So yeah, she's of the kinetic class. She has aerokinesis, and we have a couple moves for her. These are always subject to change or have more added to them. Oxygen Siphon, which I was only going to give to one character in specific. It was just going to be a gimmicky character that Zero came across at some point, because shockwaves can't exist in a vacuum of oxygen, I think. I know electricity can't. And that's why I was going to have the gimmicky character, because he was originally supposed to have electrical powers, but I changed that. So she has Oxygen Siphon. So she can siphon the oxygen within a 5-foot radius of her. The siphoned oxygen is then used to convert into her own personal virtue, so it doubles as a virtue recharge. So not only does it stop Zero's shockwaves or a lot of other things that require oxygen to move through, it doubles as a battery for her, which is pretty strong, and you would expect somebody from a villain group to be this strong, so it all works out. Air pockets allows her to walk on pockets of air. I was gonna give her just straight up flight, but nah, I don't want people flying around and junk in this series. The only thing that flies in this series are the goddamn space whales. Space whales above all else. And then she has another move, the third move, Virtue Control Dead Air, which is sound absorption / nullification. She keeps the air completely still so sound can't travel within a 5-foot radius, again 5-foot radius, of where she stands. So, what's the use of this power? Well, remember how one of the main 4 characters, Amy, her thing is auditory teleportation. If she, or say Ferris is trying to get her to teleport to Roka, say she throws her knife or a coin is thrown near her, and there's supposed to be a sound that activates so Amy can teleport to that sound near Roka. If it falls within that 5-foot radius, she can't teleport to her because she can't hear the sound, because the sound's not traveling. So it acts as like another shield, and that's another, like, what's the crazy what's the word? It's more symbolism with what she is. She's like shielded off from the world as far as her emotions go. So she has the hat shield. She has all of these air moves that keep things from getting close to her or activating around her. It's kind of crazy. But what was I saying? Yeah. So that affects how the main 4 are able to combat her. If they even combat her during the series, there's no guarantee that all 4 of the main characters are ever going to come across all of the bad guys within this, I want to say cult, but it's not really a cult. Villain group. Villain cult group thing. So our weapon, as I was explaining before, is a conical light shield hat named Nomad. It's an Easter egg to the air nomads of Avatar: The Last Airbender, my favorite series ever. And that's also, like, because it moves around free and she's able to control it with the air thing, Nomad, why not? And its ability is the personal light shield that I explained before. What's poppin', everybody? Oh, yo, what up, Ace? Welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, very cool. Avatar Last Name. Yeah. There's a few. I think I'm gonna just. There's Easter eggs throughout this entire series. There are characters that are homages to other characters. That's just how my brain works when creating any sort of anything. You'll see stuff like that in Descended as well. Like, there's a couple of Superman homage characters in that series that you may not have come across just yet. Just in the beginning chapter of the first Descended novel, that guy Noble. Guess where I got that from? That's crazy, I know. But yeah, a lot of the names I'm gonna keep either comedic or homages for like the weapon names, because they're normally not gonna be referring to their weapons as like Pokemon, like Nomad go, and she throws the hat, and like that's, come on, bro. It's already like fantasy. We don't need all that. Plus they already have move names and stuff. We don't need that extra layer. All right, so here's her bio. She's a depressed nihilist character under Omnispec, the main villain of the series, that cares for nothing and no one. As well, the definition for nihilist is they see life as meaningless. Doesn't necessarily say they care for nothing and no one, but I just added that for her thing because of the whole shield deepness thing. And I know the stream is titled probably the deepest character. I'm not like, this ain't even the deepest character I'm talking about. We haven't even gotten to him yet. But she believes no one is redeemable and sees the flaws in everyone and everything. She didn't grow up poor. This is what I'm talking about, where there's nothing really tragic or traumatic with her backstory. She didn't grow up poor and never lost anyone close to her that she can recall that triggered the emotional disconnect. After going through life believing humans meant nothing and neither did connection to humans. That's like a theme of this entire series. Humans bad. Yeah. And after going through life believing humans meant nothing, neither did connection to humans, she was one day approached by Omnispec, who convinced her to join his cause. The only reason she was willing to do so, like even give a care, was because he promised her that she would see. Is there an extra space there? Yeah. That she would see the meaning of life on the other side, where humans with no flaws existed, which, if I'd never stated before, is the Big Bad's plan. He wants to eradicate humans because he believes humans are super flawed, which I share a very strong connection with. I'm not trying to kill people, but I just see humans as very flawed, which is why humans is a theme of this entire series and something I really want to explore with it. So, wait, where was I? Humans with no flaws existed. Wanting to see a change of scenery from the world she saw before her, she reluctantly agreed. And then we have their accessories, her hat, which is her namesake. Cloak keeps her from the world on a physical level. Like I was saying, that's another layer of shieldedness. Her cloak. And then hair drooped over her eyes. It's not really an accessory or item, but eyes are the window to the soul. If you can't see them, her soul can't be intruded upon. I don't know. There's something deeper there. I probably could have worded that better, but it's whatever. All right, so that's Roka. We have two more characters to show off the character that she works for, Kokaida, and we also have the boy. I'll show up when I get to his info. Keahi. I hope I'm saying that right. I really hope I've been saying that right. It's an actual Hawaiian name, and I don't want to mispronounce it. I looked up the pronunciation, and I think I'm saying it right. But this is Kokaida. You've never seen her before. She's subject to change as well. I'm not a fan of her hairstyle. Oh boy, the whole mirror thing with OBS is really strange. Yeah, I'm not. There we go. That's a bit straighter. I'm not a fan of her, not crazy about her hairstyle, but she's the counselor of the capital of the snow region. Also, don't be freaked out about her eyes. I never, until I outline the eyes and I'm good with the shape and size of them on somebody's face, like I won't draw in the irises because I don't want them looking like two different directions or looking cross-eyed in any shape or form, because that just detracts from what the character is supposed to represent, which is normally just badassery. But yeah, that's what she looks like. And we'll move this down. Can't make sure you guys can see everything. Okay, down here. Then we'll get into Neural. And then this big question here that you see on the left, and then we'll do the most important character of at least this stream, maybe not the series. Who would be the most? I can't think. Holy shit. Oh, thanks. I don't know what that's in reference to, but I'm assuming that's a good sign. Thank you. Let's go to neural. The whole eyes thing. Oh yeah, in the soul. Is that deep? I didn't I didn't mean to blow your mind, C4, but so I can't help it sometimes. It would be like that. Oh, and right under Roka, maybe that's why I ended up writing about neural. Let me double check because I think only thing. Okay, iconography move names rule of three, which is kind of goes hand in hand with iconography. But yeah, I have almost everything done with him. Oh, his weapon. I don't know if I'm gonna give him a weapon, but yeah, let's get into neural. Real name. Well, his real name isn't Neural. I wanted to make the names of this series like something that's kind of made up, but comes from somewhere, and Neural is just a real word. I had it so he changed his name to Neural at some point in his backstory, and we'll get to that. But let's just say his real name is Neural. His character tags are semiotics, doctor, medic, scientist, and madman. Colors, black, white, black, red, white. I'm probably going to have him in like a lab coat of some sort. That's why the white is there. But black and red are the main colors of the villain group. Yeah. Alignment, neutral, evil. He can probably fall under a different, maybe not, I wouldn't say chaotic evil because he's not just trying to kill everything and everyone. He's just obsessive. So I think neutral evil is the best fit. Personality, calculated, reserved, and obsessive. Obsessive over humans. And we'll learn more about that. Goal, to continue to experiment on humans and blacksmith blood, resulting in the stronger race of humans. So his occupation, right now in all of this, is going to make sense in a second once we get to his bio. His occupation is a doctor / medic for Ruin, which is the villain group again. His rank, I was going to just add doctors as a political rank in the series, but like with him being one of the only doctors I have as far as right now goes, the other one being a freaking teacher, I don't think it's necessary. Yeah, I don't even know where I would put doctors. Maybe above High Guard, under Clan Leader, probably. Affiliation, the Order of the Unseen Ruin. Virtue powers, his class is kinetic, his ability is telekinesis, one of the most basic but most explored powers across all of fiction. You realize, it sometimes gets confused with telepathy, which is the brain one. But there's so many applications to it, which is why I didn't delve into the move names just yet, or what he can do with telekinesis. I don't want to have him be like an overpowered telekinesis where he can, I don't know, move the synapses in your brain and kill you instantly if he wants to, or something stupid like that. Something stupidly overpowered like that. So that's why we'll skip over that for now. And weapons, if I want to ever give him one. I don't, maybe like we'll give him like a scalpel that can slice at the air and create rifts or something like that because it's so darn sharp. I don't know. So Neural's bio. He's obsessed with the human body. Why is that, Phoenix? Well, I'm glad you asked. His mother died of a disease modern science couldn't understand, so from her death onward, he dedicated his life to knowing everything there was to know about the human body. He served as a medic on the battlefield for a few years. It doesn't really matter what side he served for, like the Elysian or Citadel region. A few years excited to learn to stand out with his telekinesis abilities. He was able to save every life put before him, like due to injuries and stuff like that. There are certain places like a scalpel or the doctor can't reach or stop from bleeding or whatever. So with telekinesis, he was able to just like you're no longer bleeding. I'm gonna just stop that blood flow right there. We're gonna cover that up. I'm gonna just repair whatever's inside. So he has telekinesis on a not microscopic level, but he can reach some small levels of telekinesis. When he returned to the home of to his home of Salt Flat City, oh, so that's where I made him from. I think ahead and then forget that I thought ahead the next day. It'd be crazy. When he returned to his home of Salt Flat City of the desert region, he was welcomed and even given an office space to continue to save lives as a licensed doctor. Which is why I was considering giving the doctors their own rank, but nah. But a day came when the counselor, before the current counselor of Salt Flat City, so there is, in the current story, this is his backstory, so in the current story there's a different counselor of this city. But a day came when the counselor needed to save his wife's life. Instead of performing the life-saving procedure in his traditional way, he decided to experiment with blacksmith blood, which again are the gods of this series, the blacksmiths who make their weapons and all of that. Blacksmith blood to try and save her. The experiment resulted in her death, and Neural was cast out. She'd have been sentenced to death, obviously, or honestly, but maybe the guy was, maybe the counselor wasn't like that mad. Maybe he was like, "Hey, you killed my wife, but instead of like killing you, return. You gotta go, partner." And he kicked him out. I'm imagining that's how the exchange went verbatim. So Neural was cast out, forced to change his name, which is why he changed the name to Neural, and reshape his face using telekinesis. So the face we see in the series when we first meet him isn't the face he originally had. He probably made himself younger or something like that because he's been alive for a little while. He was found later in a small town in the forest region that I didn't name. I didn't even give the forest region a capital just yet. He was found in forest region by Omnispect, who quite literally saw through his disguise because his name quite literally means all sight. So he saw through his disguise and told him Ruin could use a man of his medical and overall powerful talents because, as I said before, telekinesis is a very strong ability. They met a long while ago, and the result of Neural's successful experiments resulted in the creation of the gods of death. Now, if you've been following this stream for a while, you know exactly what the gods of death are. But if you don't, because it's a big reveal, and it leads into the question that I answered, cross this off. Are the gods, and we'll move this, we'll make this, let's embiggen this. Are the gods of death some form of blacksmith? So if you don't know, the gods of death are beings weaker than the blacksmiths of the series, but they are beings of unknown origin, or were beings of unknown origin, that were supposedly, when we're introduced to them in the series, we think they're the big bad because they are extremely powerful. When we delve into Cyril's backstory, Cyril and Ferris's backstory at some point, you find out they came from a town where a single god of death wiped out their entire town, and they were like two of the only survivors from their town. So wait, did I scroll past the question again? I did. Okay. So then we learn that not only are the gods of death not the main villains of the series, but they're being controlled by the actual main villains of the series, and they work more in the shadows than the gods of death, because the gods of death or just the gods, are very much distinguishable from normal people, because I'm imagining, I haven't drawn one just yet, but I'm just imagining like their entire everything is just black, and they just have like armor over on top of that, and like maybe glowing eyes or something. So it's not that hard to tell between a human and a god of death in this series. So I asked this question. There are two more that needs to be answered right now. But are the gods some form of blacksmith? And I said, sorta. They're humans that were experimented on by Neural under the supervision of Omnispec. So that counselor's wife of Salt Flat City, the ex-counselor of Salt Flat City, his wife was the first failed experiment of blacksmith blood mixed with human DNA. They are the byproduct of a human injected with blacksmith blood. So the gods of death are successful versions of what was supposed to happen to the ex-counselor's wife. Those that lived from the experiment had their life expectancy drastically shortened in exchange for immense power, which is why they are so damn strong. But in turn, and you'll see when we meet one of them, I'm thinking either the first or second god of death, it's pretty much begging to be killed, and the heroes or whoever's facing them at the time is unable to kill them, and they die from their the experiment that shortened their life. They die of natural causes. Yeah. So that's where the gods of death come from. Two more questions to be answered. Who is Omnispec to the blacksmiths? Because there's some stuff in his backstory and plan that seriously connect him to the blacksmiths, and there's no reason they should favor him like they do. So there's got to be a reason for it, and I've been sitting on it for a little while now. And then, what's Cyril's motivation? He wants to unite the world, right? That's his goal. We've said that's his goal before. But I never stopped to ask myself, why the hell would he want to do that? Yeah, he had his life saved by some random guy from his town that got clapped. Yeah, he had his life saved, and the guy was like, yeah, this was or he was thinking like it was a random act of kindness, so he like believed in humans from that point onward and all that. But why does he want to unite the world? That seems like a big task for a little dude to handle, you know? There's gotta be more to it. And I'm sitting on that. It's, gotta ask yourself some important questions with that. So let's re-minimize that and smaller. We have in big and in smaller. Oh, there it is. So that question is answered. And now, 20 minutes left, or a little bit over 20 minutes left in the stream. And now we get to the main event, the main character everybody's been waiting for. What the stream was named after, the deepest character in this series, Keahi. Again, it's a Hawaiian name, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. But, where's the boy? Right here. I went through all sorts of names you'll see here. Theo, Theodore, Mari, Agni, Blaze, Noel, Rory, Apollo. Then we settled on Keahi. Because it's not a name, it's not a name I've seen often, or, ever. I was looking up boy names that mean, like, fire or flames. And this is what I settled on. He was originally supposed to be one of the special cases, like the virtue anomalies, like Zero and Omnispec for this series, but he was too similar to another animated character from Japan, and I was like, I could make this better. I don't need to. Let's change this a little bit. So his full name, if the characters were to have full names, all they really have is just their first name, unless they're part of a clan. His last name would have been Ren. I don't know why I picked that last name. I know it means I think it means crow or something like that, or it's a type of bird. I don't know why I thought bird, but his last name would have been Bird if he had a last name. So his character tags: genius, tactician, strategist. He's a smart boy. Iconography, colors, black. Probably some other ones in there than just black. He has tied locks, half vest with hood, because all the students, the virtue students, have some form of hoodie, just each in different styles. And you'll see his sweatpants, sneakers. So let's show off his drawing real quick, and then delve further into his thing. So here he is. I'm probably going to like fix his. Oh man, this whole camera thing, man. All right, I'm probably going to fix his like. He's a little thin in the waist. I'm probably just gonna here spread this upward just a little bit. But that's oh boy, I'm trying to just show you like his. There we go. So that's him. He's got the vest on and all that. He's a cool dude. Very, very, very smart, cool dude, down to earth. Alignment neutral good. I originally made him chaotic good, but based on his backstory and personality I want to give him, he's based off of everyone from my entire friend group. Well, the current one, I don't think it's gonna change. So he's based off of all of our collective personalities, which is where his personality comes from. And I think we're all down to earth people. We're all just neutral good. I didn't finish his personality traits or tags, but chill is probably number one. We're gonna skip over goal. We'll go back to goal after we go through his bio. His occupation is student. His rank virtue student. Affiliation Team Meteor. So if you didn't know, Team Meteor was supposed to be the name of the main group, but my friend Bax, I don't know if he's still here. He said he liked the name at first for like the main group. He's like, "Oh, Team Meteor sounds cool," and then I like repeated it. I was like, "Yeah, Team Meteor doesn't sound like. It doesn't sound intimidating or enough like." Similar to the other group names, I didn't really want it. And then he proceeded to say, well, when you say it like a Pokemon announcer, I can see why you say that. That's funny. But his class, Kinetic. So let's get into his ability. Originally, he was supposed to be an anomaly where he had access to two kinetic classes, which gave him pyrokinesis and cryokinesis, which is conjuring and controlling fire and conjuring and controlling ice, respectively, which made him similar to another animated character, Japanese character that I said before. But I was like, I can change this and make this a little more creative in my own way. So I gave him cryokinesis, which is blue fire that he can turn into ice with a wave of his hand, and vice versa. I forgot to add that. That little important detail. So he can shoot out fire, and once like it hits somebody and their clothes are like burning, he can just wave his hand and it'll turn into ice right there and freeze whatever is burning. And then if he so chooses, if he just wants to keep torturing the person, he can swap it back to fire and they'll just continue burning to where the fire spreads. And that's like an important part of it, which is why he mainly will start off with fire, because the fire will spread. If it hits somebody or anything he's aiming at, fire will spread, and then he can just freeze it. Because the ice is not going to spread, the ice is going to stay still. So that's kind of how he uses it. We don't have any move names for it just yet. We don't have any weapons. I was originally going to give him knuckle dusters, which are like brass knuckles, if that's what you want to call them. They're like the things that go in your hand, and people use them in fights to mortally wound other people. But I thought his fight style, if I were to do that, would be too similar to Ciro's, who's very explosive with his fight style, quite literally, because shockwaves. Yeah, I thought that would be a little too similar in fighting style, so I'm still on the trying to figure out what weapon to give him and what weapon would enhance his fire to ice, ice to fire ability. Where's my list of weapons? It's further down here. Yeah. See, I had here maybe one knuckle duster. You guys can see that bottom here. Maybe one knuckle duster, when a button is pressed, ignites fire on the tips of it, and the other becomes coated in ice. Because again, important thing to note for the kinetic class, it's way easier and it consumes less virtue if you're manipulating the element you control rather than creating it. So with him having Knuckle Duster that pretty much acts as a lighter, he'd be able to manipulate the fire from that. And that coincides also, like, that goes along with the same idea with Kindle's weapon, who she's another one of the virtue students, and she has a scythe that has jet propelled scythe, and it has fire escaping from some part of it that helps her swing easily, and she can manipulate the fire from the back of it as well as just add fire to it if she wants to and get a more explosive swing out of her scythe. So yeah, so here's his bio, and we'll do the rule of 3 and then the goal, because his goal is very much, it's very shonen protagonistic. It's very much along the lines of what a shonen protagonist might want. Maybe. It's an interesting one because I've never given this exact goal to another character in any one of my series. So, here's his bio. He's originally not from Ordermill or even the Plains region, which is where the school is located. It's where Ciro and Ferris and a bunch of the other students are kind of growing up. Some of them are from, a lot of them are actually from other regions, but he's not originally from the Plains region, which is where the school is. Excuse me. As a very young wanderer, he journeyed all the way from the island region, which is where he was born, the floating island region, which has like the archipelago islands floating, just like kind of like its own solar system on the planet. It's really strange, but really cool to look at or visualize. Envision. It was an Ordermill that he settled and felt safe from both the Inferno clan and Frost clan, which are the big clans of each of the regions, their respective regions. So the Inferno clan is from the island region. It's the big boss clan of that region. They're not in political power of their region, but they're very well known. And the Frost clan is very well known in the snow region. And Zashi, one of the main characters, is from this Frost clan as well. So he was not from either of these clans, not born from either one of them. Like, there wasn't some love connection between somebody from the Fire clan and somebody from the Ice clan and they got together and had him. There wasn't anything like that. I mean, that would probably be the obvious route to go, right? But each felt it in their best interest to recruit the young genius because he unlocked his virtue abilities at a young age. Being a young genius, average people feared what he was capable of. So anybody that pretty much didn't practice with virtue or really know what virtue was or is afraid of what he's capable of. Because fire, just in general, is very dangerous. And with him being able to swap between ice, which can also be very destructive, look at what happened in Texas, for example, like, that can also be very, like, people are afraid of what he's capable of. And, you know, with him being as smart as he is, like, they're afraid. You know, he could be like a evil master villain. Of course he isn't, and we know that as the audience, but average people in this world, they don't get it, and they fear what they don't understand. So he's a tactical genius and master strategist, which is all in his tags, actually. So his rule of 3 accessories, he has locks, which is his hair, black heritage. He has red and blue tattoos, which aren't in the drawing, which is why I said the drawing is subject to change and isn't completely finished just yet, which is why I haven't scanned it and shown it to you guys. I don't want the incomplete ones on my computer. Represent his abilities and both sides to what people see him as. A threat, which kind of represents the fire, and a blessing, which kind of represents the ice, but ice could also be a threat as well. And then wrist guards, or maybe some other accessory. I just imagine him having wrist guards, because wrist guards, they kind of always look cool on whatever character you throw them on. Also something to do with duality or something or other, like the threat and blessing. And to be clear, the average people see him as the threat, people that don't understand him. And then the blessing is the clans that are seeking to recruit him. All right, and then we still have the arc to go, which is okay. That should bring us to the end of the stream. So we showed the drawing, and we'll do the goal and then the arc. Scroll down to the arc over here. Don't scroll too far. There's spoilers underneath the tournament arc. Once you get to the tournament arc, stuff gets a whole lot more crazy in this series, and I'm not trying to spoil anything for you guys just yet because I want this made very soon. So just hang on, bear with me. So here's his guy's goals: become an underground leader. So what does this mean? Be an underground leader. He doesn't want something ridiculous like down here. He doesn't want some ridiculous, grandiose goal like becoming counselor of a region that won't actually result in any change. He wants, because there's a lot of politics in being a counselor of a region and all that, he wants to be one of those unknown world leaders that actually controls what goes on in the world. Kind of like what Omnispec's doing, but from a good perspective. And this also makes him a really important character and a foil to... So Omnispec is kind of a foil to Zero, who sees the good in people. So in that way, Zero is an opposite to Omnispec, who sees the flaws in humans. And Omnispec and Keahi are... To be clear, Keahi isn't the rival either. He's just a cool side character that probably becomes the main character at some point. But as far as control goes and wanting to contribute, he and Omnispec are kind of similar but opposite in that way, because Omnispec just wants to clap all humans, and he's doing it from the underground, so he's not seen or known, and he just... when the plan comes to fruition, then he'll make himself known. And then Keahi is kind of wants that same thing as well, underground, doing everything but not for rewards or any sort of praise, because he got enough of that from the clans and anybody seeking after him growing up. And I kind of described that in the goal, but let's continue reading. But this would be for the betterment of mankind, not for his own self-interest. He doesn't wish to be known because he grew up being known. Being able to do good without any rewards is what he strives for. He doesn't want... we already read that. So that's pretty much Keahi in a nutshell. Really cool dude. Probably going to be one of my favorite characters going forward in the series. I was waiting... I had the concept for him done for a while, and I was waiting to come up with something good. And actually, I came up with this the hour before I started the stream. This wasn't done last night like Neural's or Roka's backstory. I was doing this while listening to the homie Chase's stream. Like, I had a stream going on my second screen and wrote this. It's pretty deep stuff. He's a feared but also loved character, which deals with his cryokinesis abilities as well. And I want... Still gotta come up with a weapon or some sort of item that coincides with maybe switching. I don't know. I'll sit on that some more. He's not completely done, but I had the concept of... I especially had the vest hoodie in mind. I've never seen anything that looks like that IRL. Plus, you'd probably look ridiculous if you were to, like, go to the DMV in a vest hoodie shirtless. Don't do that, people. Please. I feel like somebody in Florida has probably done it at some point. Man. Alright, so let's do... What was the last thing? The recruitment arc. Okay. So yeah, he was already being chased from when he was a little kid. And he awakened his abilities and all that. And then it got to a point... This is... So, to break down some of these arcs, there's going to be a mystery that happens on one of the trains that moves from city to city. that float in the sky and stuff at some point. It's going to be a glacial wind politics arc, which is when the main characters return to Zashi's home, and they're talking about her. They're talking with her clan, and you meet Jato, which is another one of my favorite characters, the Ice Ninja. And this is the arc pretty much where they out Kokaida as a bad person. Maybe by the end of the arc, I might not want them to think she's with the villain group, because I don't know if I want the villain group to be revealed just that early, just yet. But then shortly after that arc, we get into the Kyahi recruitment arc, which, with Kyahi being one of the ones to travel to Glacial Wind for the politics arc, which is the last arc, in outing Kokaida, the Frost Clan and the Frost Clan and Inferno Clan begin to send people out to recruit him. Again, because they found where he was and they were like, "Hey, he's back. Get him for our clan." And then Zashi and Jato, who I just mentioned before, become more important in this arc, even more important than they were in the last arc. So yeah, those are the arc. That's gonna be an arc at some point. We got a tournament arc. As always, it's a shonen. You gotta have a tournament arc. I want there to be a tournament arc though and it's gonna act as their graduation for when you get to know the characters more. So there might even be a little bit, some more arcs before we even get to this tournament arc. Yeah. Is that it? That might be it. Well, the to-do list is gone. But I'm trying to think if I added anything else here and there that might have been important to show off on stream. I don't think I did anything further up. Clad, there's some stuff I gotta change about Clad. See, this bio is back from when this was a one of the 3 series that I mentioned. He was supposed to be like the tank of the main team in the space series. What else? Arcos, nah, nothing important here. After image generator, no. Virtue eraser, no. Still don't have anything for Dragon just yet, unfortunately. We did some stuff for Title. It's probably going to be the main villain, bad guy of the intro arc. As I think I said last week, not everything has to be connected to the big bad of the series. It'd be cool if it were, but that would probably grow exhausting pretty quickly. Like, oh, this guy was connected to Omnispec the whole time, so I'm just going to expect everybody to be connected to Omnispec. Nah, this guy's kind of just a jerk. I'm going to have... Oh, wait. I had a concept for a character. Where did I put him? Smith Gift Hunter. He's going to be a guy, and I was thinking of giving this job to one of the main villains of Ruin, but I think it might work better where he's this guy, the Smith Gift Hunter. Smith Gifts are the weapons given to any virtues throughout this series. So I was thinking of just making this guy a mercenary, and he just has an arc where they're like trying to stop him from stealing other people's weapons. So what this Smith Gift Hunter, what he's going to do is, did I write it down? 'Cause I'll just read it. Say I won't. I'm talking about Ken. Okay, I didn't. Oh no, I didn't. Well, he's a thief for hire. So I said before that the weapons in this series can be used by anybody, but as long as that virtuoser is alive, they can recall their weapon from wherever it is on the planet, whatever was given to them. So say, for example, Kindle here, somebody steals her scythe and goes all the way away with the scythe. She can just call it back to her from wherever it is. But the thing is, what the Smith Gift Hunter does, if you clap that person that can recall their weapon, nobody can recall it. So his job is to clap the person that's... Oh! Jesus, I'm not used to that. That is a loud sound effect. Raid with the party. Oh, appreciate the raid, my guy. Appreciate the raid. Hope your stream went well, Chase. I see myself on my phone. I kept the thing up for the alert. But we're about to wrap up here, so maybe we'll... I don't know who else is live. And I forgot how to raid people. But appreciate the follow, baby girl Sadie's. Is that how you say it? Sadie's? Appreciate the follow. About to wrap up with the writing stream here. But appreciate the raid, Chase. Hope your stream went well. And yeah, good luck with those BDSM characters. Does everybody in that Persona series, does everybody look like they belong at a masquerade sex party, bro? Like, yo. Like that teacher guy, did you beat him? I don't know if you beat him. I assume you beat that teacher guy. Oh, you hit raid. Okay, let's check to see who's live before we end this. Oh, and buy my book. We're almost, wait, what is that? Oh, appreciate the follow, Eric. Hope you're doing well, bro. Let me check the thing. Third book is out. Let's end this. I forgot where I was with this, but this guy's gonna be a villain at some point. Just know that for people that are watching before. Third book. I just released this yesterday. The third kids book for the Descended series. That's out now. Both paperback and the $1 ebook version are out now. I'm working on the second Descended novel. This is actually the manuscript right here for in Word. I got the edits back. I need to put together the cover and then like the paperback format for that. But we got 4 books out. If you got a little kid or no little kid in like the family or something, these 3 are good books for them. This one kind of ends on a bit of a cliffhanger. Or if you know anybody or yourself or a young adult or older, go ahead and buy yourself the first Descended novel. The second one is coming soon. It won't be out by the time this one came out from last year, but it's close. It'll be ready. Wait, I missed a whole lot of comments. Wait, oh no. A little late coming to the fall. No worries, man. Wait, let me read Chase's thing about BDSM. We're about to jump the teacher. Oh, you didn't clap him. You're about to. And yes, everybody... Oh, God. This whole... Okay. And yes, everybody dresses like that, like they headed to a BDSM RG. Bro, I don't get that. Like... It's... I guess it's a cool aesthetic for that game, but like... now the best friend guy, the dude with the blonde hair has the mask, and now there's the red. I don't even know where the chick in red came from, but she looks straight up like... Listen, I'm not going to get into it. Max, I booked the Senate Awakening. It's fire. Appreciate it. Cop the kids book for my little bro. Appreciate you. The artwork in book 1 was dope. Fight scenes written well. Can visualize it easy. I appreciate y'all. Y'all just advertising for me at this point. Stop hating on the drip. Chase, I don't know if I would describe it as drip. If I'm being like... No, it's not. It's not drip. That's another thing you don't want to pull up to the DMV in, is a latex bodysuit and a mask, because you look like you're ready to either rob the place or have sex with everybody there, and I don't think either is good for anybody. Yeah. What if it's a costume party at the DMV? Like it's Halloween at the DMV? I was talking about appropriate things to pull up in the DMV, like a half vest with a hoodie, like a vest that only comes up to like your nips, and like you don't have a shirt on and it has like a hood. Don't pull up to the DMV in that. And I said before, I assume somebody in Florida has done that. I would not put it past them. But latex bodysuit is probably another good example of what not to do. What not to dress in at the DMV. maybe a prom dress, like when you gotta get your driver's license at 6 but got a prom date at 7. Like, don't do that. I imagine, is there like a subreddit dedicated to that? There probably is. People dressing in weird stuff, like at McDonald's or just inappropriate places. Not everybody trying to show up to the DMV. Well, in the first place, yeah, I would understand that. Everybody there is so mean, man. Like, why? I don't think I've ever met... I think I met one happy person at the DMV, and it was over the phone, so they must have not actually been at the DMV. It could have been a scam call. I don't know. But, yes. Wait, let me see who else is live. Let's rate... Actually, I don't... Nah, nobody else is live. Oh, man. Alright, man. I'm sorry to end the hype train raid stuff here, but let's thank everybody in the chat and everybody for the follows before we head out. We'll be back tomorrow with Batman. We're starting Chrono Trigger on Friday. We're adding Friday back to the streaming thing. There's a part I'm stuck in Batman that I gotta get past for tomorrow. Chrono Trigger Friday, and that'll be a continuing thing for a while, I guess, because I thought it would be a short series, and my friend, when I asked him, he was like, "Not what? You think Chrono Trigger is a short game? No." So that'll be Fridays, and then more Last of Us Monday and Tuesday next week. Yeah. Wait. Chrono Trigger, that's longer than Persona. Oh my god. Oh no. Jesus Christ. Okay, I guess I'm gonna be streaming Fridays for a while then. I don't know what I got myself into, but we'll be streaming it off my phone because my computer can't not handle streaming and playing a game at the same time, no matter what. It could be freaking Minesweeper and my stream is either gonna crash or lag or both. So like we streamed Among Us straight off my phone, we'll be doing that with Chrono Trigger because for some reason that's on the App Store now. So yeah, look forward to that Friday. C4, Chrono Trigger is one of the greatest RPGs of all time, legendary game. I keep hearing that, and I hope so. It better make me... I don't want to cry on stream, but if it's that good, I might not be able to help it. Chrono Trigger is legendary. Word. Alright, let's get out of here. Appreciate shout outs to Daddy in the chat, Max, C4, Ace, Chase for the raid, Streamlabs for letting me know about the raid, Baby Girl Sadie's for chatting and the follow, Eric as well for the chat and follow. And yeah, appreciate everybody for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with Batman Arkham Asylum and buy the book. Multiple. Yeah. Alright, thank you everybody for watching this. J-Base Phoenix once again. Signing off.